Meet sailing yacht Avanti and her crew, Gerard and Jacqueline. We left Cape Town in December 2021 on our floating home, heading west on an adventure of a lifetime around the world.
In the last episode, we just left Cocoskeeling and are heading for Chagos. And this passage had more surprises than what we expected or were ready for.
It was a really rough start to the second night.
The winds have picked up to about 27, 28, so we've had to drop the main. We thought there was a big squall coming, but luckily it passed us. It's a strange, we have a hard choice between being outside and wet and inside and nauseous at this stage, but Gerard's inside heating up the food I cooked luckily before we left, so we've got a couple of days worth of food that can just be heated, and that's what we'll have for dinner: lentils and veggies and some mashed potatoes.
With the cross swells splashing over and into the cockpit rather often, we started leaving our cell phones inside, and someone has started reading on this passage to keep him awake on his watch. I normally read a few books a week on passage, whereas Gerard is not an avid reader, but surprisingly found two that he liked.
It's the third day of our crossing to Chagos, and we've expected a bit of rain north of us, so we decided from last night that we're going to try and steer a little bit more west, basically dead west, to try and miss the rain that our weather router has seen on the satellite images and the forecast. And I think it worked most of the time. We haven't had any rain since this morning, except for this last little squall that came over, and the clouds actually look quite promising, so hopefully tonight is dry. The wind can blow, it's not too bad, it's still in the 20s, but as long as it's dry, it's not too bad. Here we go again. Hello Mensa!
The sun is back out, the water is blue, and we both slept really well last night, so all is good. We had a little bit of rain, one big rainstorm earlier today, but it passed quite quickly, so even though we were wet, it didn't last long. And yes, the mood is good on Avanti again.
The last 24 hours has been much more comfortable sailing, with the swell being in a good rhythm. Sea's not that confused. We still have between 15 and 20 knots wind, so we're still making good speed at about 7 knots average. We put out the fishing line this morning. We had a strike, but nothing caught yet, so fingers crossed we catch something to go tomorrow. The last few days we've just been flying a fold-out Genoa because there's been a lot of squalls around us, so we didn't want to have too much sail up, and the wind has been quite strong. The wind has, as per the forecast, now died down a little bit, so we're ready to hoist the main again so that we may be a little bit more stable and we can get up a little bit of speed.
Fish on! Fish on! It's a tuna!
Quite hard work, but it was a skipjack tuna, not our favorite, so he was still alive, so we let him go.
Just after putting up the mainsail, we had a squall and it reached up to 37 knots. So instead of going onto deck and dropping the main, we just dropped or filled in the Genoa. And now after the storm has passed, the wind is a bit stronger, but it's also turned. So we have to go change the pole, switch it to the other side and drive the main. It's a hard day in the office.
Yeah. Ooh, good night out.
Ready. Good morning, clouds. Please be kind. It's such a good night. Starry skies, over 6 knots average. We really got some good sleep, so very tranquil night actually. But now this morning we've got some big clouds behind us. I hope they stay away.
The squall passed over quickly and we decided to bake bread today, so it's fresh bread and cheese and butter. And yeah, it actually turned out to be a really nice late morning. It's clear skies relatively and the sun's out, so hopefully it stays this way, but it's yeah, good sailing at the moment. No luck with fishing today, unfortunately, but we are making good progress. We're averaging about 7 for the day, and I think our true wind is between 15 and 18 knots. So good going. The swell is pushing us along, and there's definitely some current with us as well. I just worked up a real good sweat for the afternoon. We got some AIS signals signaling a collision alarm, and it was a fishing boat and 2 fishing net beacons. So you only pick them up a few miles out because they don't have an antenna that's high, and you never know if you where the fishing net is. It's just 2 beacons in a boat. You have to guess and see which way around you have to go. They don't answer their radios because it's probably they don't speak English. We decided to just turn port, and we had to quickly change the sails because we were pulled out. Luckily we managed to get onto a close reach so that we can get around them, but we're only 1 nautical mile out, or well away from them. And we also did see one like yellow buoy in the water that could be connected to a net. I don't know. Fingers crossed. We hope we cleared them and we don't see any of them again.
Life is back to what it should be. We're back downwind. The pole is where it needs to be. And we're going the right direction again. At least we made some way southwest. We thought we were going to have to change over the pole to get to our destination, but it looks like this little inconvenience actually helped us.
In the next episode, the weather prediction shows some scary stuff heading our way, and we have to decide if we're going to weather it and keep our course, or rather take the safe option straight to Madagascar. And if that's not enough, we discover that our rigging is starting to fail. Please leave us a like and subscribe to join the journey. Thank you to our Patreons for your contributions to our journey, and we look forward to your comments below.